Hey everybody, welcome to Get Busy Watching! I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies. Welcome to part 2 of my rapid fire for all the movies that I saw in June. Let's cap this sucker. Dakota Johnson is a matchmaker that has feelings for two men, the suave and rich Pedro Pascal and the charming struggling actor Chris Evans. It's meh, kind of pretentious, painfully predictable, despite the fact that it has some solid acting. There's not 1 second of this movie that you can't guess how things are gonna end up. You know exactly who she's gonna end up with and why. This wouldn't be so bad if there was anything interesting to lead up to it, but that's not what I got. It's like this started life as a short movie. I feel like this is the second time I've said that. But then the writer added a subplot about the matchmaker accidentally setting a female client up with a dude who assaults her and the legal ramifications of that. I guess it's some sort of commentary about not being able to force relationships, but ultimately, I walked away thinking that all this matchmaking shit is a waste of fucking money. Beyond that, the core cast is very good, especially Evans, who rips your guts out, but it's boring if you're not that forgiving. Well, at least I didn't get to see Johnson's tits this time. Not enough here to recommend, so this is a pass. My honest rating for Materialists, a week 3 out of 5.
We promised them love, but the math doesn't add up.
In this post-apocalypse, a family violently defends their farm from invaders, but their way of life is uprooted when their son invites a strange girl. Oh my god, this was so boring. I mean, decent acting, but it's not nearly as exciting as it thinks it is. One of the big subplots is that some of the local farms are getting wiped out from cannibals, but this only gains real traction by the second half of the movie and kind of deep into it. That's when things open up, but by the time it ends, I felt wildly unsatisfied. Before that, everything is a whole lot of familial drama that feels like a Lifetime movie that isn't afraid of headshots. The son sees a pretty girl in her underwear swimming and then has it in his head, why can't I go into the world? Why can't we trust people, Mom? I guess the right badonkadonk would make any man's perceptions of the world get flipped. Although I do kind of like the final few minutes. I don't think it's meant to be taken literal. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but dear lord, at least Materialists had Dakota Johnson. My honest rating for 40 Acres, a week 3 out of 5.
Shoot first, don't ask questions. We ain't waiting on no revenge.
Bryce Dallas Howard, Orlando Bloom, and Nick Mohammed are improv actors who are recruited by Officer Sean Bean to go undercover for him. It's cute enough. I mean, it's not one for the ages, but for what it is, it's pretty fun. I appreciate that Bryce isn't an action girl this go around, but she, Orlando, and Nick all bounce off of each other very well. Orlando being a serious method actor that no one takes seriously. I take you more seriously than Katie, bro. And Nick is an awkward, socially inept dude who only joined the improv group to learn people skills, and the poor guy gets the worst treatment out of the trio. Though, admittedly, a lot of his comedy doesn't always land. The story isn't anything special, but the actors do enough to carry that weight. Ian McShane gets a few chuckles out of me, and the ending, while rushed, is satisfying. And yes, I acknowledge the mini Lord of the Rings reunion. I squeed. Amazon has done way worse. This is their best movie that they've done in a while, so I say you gotta check it out. My honest rating for Deep Cover, a 4 out of 5.
I'm actually gonna die.
You were so good.
No, you don't
You
understand.
committed. It was inspiring.
A gay couple rents out a house not knowing it's haunted in hopes to meet their respective parents. It all goes to shit when a demon wreaks havoc. This was downright painful to watch. It's all of the piss-poor comedy tropes. In what universe do grown-ass adults fumble social gatherings so badly just because they're nervous? Saying weird, stupid shit when intimidated? Normal people don't do that! I wish I could praise the acting, but the weak direction does them a huge disservice, with Brian Cox and Nick Dodani getting the worst of it, and Lisa Kudrow just acting like Phoebe. It's her whole identity, y'all. The special effects are amateur, the jump scares are both cheap and ineffective at keeping me awake, the story is a cinematic fart. There's just nothing that I can praise. I think one joke made me chuckle, but that's literally the best I got and desperately wanted to switch it off. It's dreadfully unfunny and not worth the A-list cast that got held hostage here. Hard pass. My honest rating for The Parenting, a 2 out of 5.
I'm stuck in a haunted house with my fucking parents!
Rebel Wilson is a secret agent who attends her estranged best friend's wedding, which is under attack by terrorists. Rebel said that when she lost weight, she was getting offered more serious roles. And she's still taking these. As per usual, she just isn't funny. And she isn't believable as an action girl. It's painfully obvious that any stunt dude she's fighting is being as accommodating as the ones that fight Bella Ramsey in The Last of Us Season 2. You tell me which is more cringe. These setups are always doomed to infuriate, as most serious spies kind of acknowledge that they give up a social life or are more competent at keeping a double life. No side characters are enjoyable, ranging from annoying to downright fucking stupid, especially the pregnant woman who has to fight. How is this trend still going? Not a single laugh. A thoroughly unpleasant experience from beginning to end. Not recommended. My honest rating for Bride Hard, a 2 out of 5.
I was just seeing how hard I could blow. Turns out quite hard.
A young boy happily gets abducted by aliens in hopes of finding a place where he can belong, but ends up starting an intergalactic conflict. Okay. I went in, not having any expectations, but this was pretty heartwarming and cute. It has a fairly rough start, making Elio a little too annoyingly desperate to be abducted by aliens. Was kind of hoping the predators would take him out and feed him to their pets. Thankfully, things pick up when he actually does meet aliens and the brunt of the story truly begins. I almost didn't like Lordon for how much he talked at first, but thank God this slows way down and grounds him, making him a very endearing little alien worm. It doesn't exactly make sense how the aliens don't ask enough questions about Elio's species, and the ending feels rushed. Pixar has certainly had an upswing lately. I think both kids and adults will enjoy this. My honest rating for Elio, a 4 out of 5.
Hi, Dad. I'm a bargaining chip. No, say the other thing. Oh, help me, Father. Quiet.
Brad Pitt teams up with a rookie F1 racer to win back glory that was lost 30 years prior that derailed his career. It's pretty good. I don't think it's the best racing movie out there, but hell if it didn't try. Despite the good pacing, it's a 2.5-hour flick, and you feel that sit. The runtime is earned, but damn, these longer blockbusters are getting out of hand. I think it hits a few cliches out there, like the two romantic leads starting off hating each other but then falling head over heels. Total Hallmark move, guys. And it's pretty formulaic. The two leads constantly butt heads, but eventually find common ground. Yeah, thanks. I know how these stories go. With that said, both Pitt and Damien Idris are charming and bounce well off of each other. Javier Bardem and Carrie Condon, both great support, and the racing sequences are fine. Some more notable than others, but work well enough. Really, that's what's gonna make or break this movie for anybody, their performances. I doubt it's gonna stand the test of time, but if you like an underdog story, it's not a bad way to go. My honest rating for F1, a 4 out of 5.
There's 20 other drivers still out on that track. Do you think any of them respect us?
This bitch is back. A psycho rogue android needs to get dead. So Get Out Girl and Snot-Nosed Teen Girl give Megan an upgraded body to kill it. It does not surprise me in the least that this isn't getting well received. I didn't think it was gonna be good, but I still like it. About the only thing that I don't like is that Amelia, the bad robot, isn't much of a character. Her motivations don't feel consistent, she has no real rivalry with Megan, and her ultimate goal is a bit over the top and should have been saved for a sequel for proper development. Still, the main cast is as good as they've ever been, with a very satisfying return of Amy McDonald as Megan and Jenna Davis as her voice losing none of her signature sass. I won't pretend that certain relationships aren't developed as much as they should be, but that they're touched upon at all does make me happy a little bit. The comedy lands more than it doesn't, though the action could have been better. I'm way more forgiving of this than most. It's not good, but where it counts, I enjoyed it. My honest rating for Megan 2.0, a 4 out of 5, with an acknowledgement that I'm in the vast minority.
All right, meat sacks. Let's get to work.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Hit that like or dislike button. All engagement is welcomed. Subscribe to the channel for more reviews. And as always, have a great day, stay safe and healthy out there, and hope to see you soon.